All right, we're good.
Hi, welcome to another episode of That's Thing 2 Overture. It is episode 59, and it is Thursday, March the 7th.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Drew.
No one.
All right, important news to discuss. I'm feeling thirsty. I've got a little bit of a dry throat. Do any of you guys have something I could drink?
Oh yeah. So
Yeah, some cerveza cristal.
It's so good.
I love it. I think like the
it's a
amount
joke that never ends.
the effort that they did. Well, we're talking about how Peru just edited in
Chili.
their own ads.
Chili.
Is it Chile? Okay.
Chili.
Chile
Chile.
edited in their own ads to story of like the Star Wars movies where they would just they just cut to Cerveza Crystal.
Yeah. So you have Obi-Wan Kenobi getting up to go get Luke's,
Lightsaber.
uh, yeah, go get Anakin's dark lightsaber to give to Luke, and when he opens the box, it just cuts to a hand that could be Obi-Wan's, opening it up and pulling out a Cerveza Cristal.
I I it's dire because I think it's funny, but I think like it's hard to say because I know product placement is already immense in real movies. And this makes me go like is it better or worse that it's like it's more blatant?
So I think it's
I feel
better.
like if it's more blatant, it's better.
Uh-huh. It's also better because it's not like it's been spliced into it. So
Okay.
like it's that loving care has actually been done for the commercial. There's nothing wrong with commercials. There's nothing like if you actually have a team who actually came up with a good idea and delivered on a good commercial, I applaud you. And
I
so
hate commercials in all forms unless it's on like a Tubi and you're giving me a show for free from a long time ago, then I'll endure it.
Kevin, I'm in a pickle.
It's a
It's
sound.
a sound.
Well, that's genius. That's art. Johnson City, Honda, Johnson City.
God, I hate it. It's so
I
dumb.
hate.
It's so
Oh yeah,
bad.
Real feeling.
we're dealing. That's really no bull. What are the other one? That dog. The plumbers that use the Fallout
We
Vault Boy.
we put a new tub over your old tub.
Yeah, all the
It's
warriors.
spotless.
SPOTLESS.
Yes.
POTLESS says
Spot
spotless voted very best.
carpet
Okay.
cleaners.
The
Okay,
king. You
Uh
can't beat him.
I think
oh,
it is the king.
the window panes that you can stand on.
Yeah. I mean, see,
Oh, yeah.
the spotless wins because it understands the intense appeal of dumping a bucket of water on a puppet and a man. Everyone likes to see it. Here's this middle-aged
Like
man and a frog puppet, and now we're just gonna just dump a bucket of water on him. It's all you need. I love to see it. And then you get some of the commercials that look like stock footage and they're like real commercials. I don't like that. I'm not a fan.
and especially like as filmmaking becomes more democratic and the technology improves, it just commercials get worse
Yeah,
because they look too good.
but don't worry, with the AI revolution, they're about to get even worse.
Oh boy.
All right. So what have you guys like been up to? What have you guys been doing?
I've been putting Mythbusters on in the background.
Classic Mythbusters or new Mythbusters?
Classic Mythbusters.
Because there are some really good episodes of Mythbusters. Do you have any
Uh-huh.
favorite myths that they've busted? I have two, maybe three.
I'm I don't know. It's been such a minute since I've watched it that um I like that they built a cannon out of a tree.
I remember that one. I really liked the one. It was simple, but it was talking about how you could get lost in the woods by if you're
Oh yeah.
blindfolded and you try to walk in a straight line, you'll eventually walk in a circle
Uh-huh.
because you're naturally kind of go to one angle and you can't orient yourself. So if you're in the woods and you're just trying to walk straight, you will actually just slowly lean to one of the directions and just circle around. I thought that was a cool one. I also like the one where it was revealed that elephants are indeed afraid of mice.
So, okay, I like that one because after it aired, Adam Savage was talking about like, they were like meeting fans and this little girl came up to them and like blew that whole experiment up
Oh, really?
because she asked why did they use a white mouse? Wouldn't that be unnatural for an elephant to encounter in the
Oh,
wild?
that's interesting. Because that would be shocking.
Yeah.
That's an interesting idea. Because I always thought it was just because it was something that was like moving around. Didn't want to step on a snake.
Yeah.
Get the cobra venom. Get all cobra'd.
I do like hearing back now, being like, man, I love MythBusters, and then realizing that every episode they were just hating each other.
Oh, did they
I
all
don't
hate
think
each other?
they don't hate each other, but they're not friends.
Oh,
Like
so they
they
They're
are
hating.
okay. They're like work. They are
uh-huh.
like they are. It's one of
Uh-huh.
those
They're
where
so,
Like it's so funny they talk about like when they're welding underwater, like they're putting something together underwater, they can do it without talking to each other. They just instinctively work well together,
oh, that's
and then
great.
they don't like each other out the rest of the
They would
time.
never hang out with any of them, and they kind of have to look like, haha, we're friends. Yeah, we're laughing and chuckling
Yeah.
around, and then they just like, no, we're gone.
And I don't even think they do that much.
Well, I
Like if
mean,
you watch the show, they don't really pretend to be friends.
I always have countered that it was like cordial. Like they weren't like hanging out. They were work friends. That's what I would say. We all have work friends, or have
Uh-huh, yeah.
had work friends where you're like, yeah, I'd listen. I'll sit down and eat lunch with you and talk, but I will not interact with you outside this building.
yeah.
As I'm on lunch break right now talking to you guys instead of the people I work with.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is
Yeah.
the new future. This is in the olden days when that was not possible.
I know.
And you're like, okay, I got to deal with you because you're the most tolerable person, and you're dealing with me, and we both understand that, like under
You
normal
don't want to be
circumstances,
here.
no,
You're somewhat my age, so I guess I'm hanging out with you
you're
while
somewhat
I'm eating
my
lunch.
age, and you're not, and and you're like, okay, I accept it that you may have watched a football game. We can talk about that. There's some overlap here, but that's it. I'm not gonna be talking to you about the internet
Yeah.
or video games or video wagos.
I can barely talk to Kelsey about those things.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't. You should not. I don't know. I have not said it on the podcast, but I will say it here. Where I believe the optimal relationship of shared interest in a relationship is between 40 and 60%. Ideally, you want to be closer to like 40 to 50. You don't want to
You want to
go,
talk about that any? Or are you just gonna let that one?
no, I'm just gonna let it simmer. I'm gonna let it simmer. I mean, you guys are the ones in relationships. This is my theory. This is not like a practice. I haven't had enough experience to like practice it.
So, the one thing I would amend to that is you do also, because the frustrating thing for my relationship is if she has no interest in something, she's not going to feign any interest at all or even try it.
No, that's good.
And that includes all of animation.
That's fine.
So it would kind of be nice if it was a little easier just to like try stuff. Just to be like, hey, you want to like just try to watch an episode of this? Just to see? No, not at all.
Just not in
Okay.
there.
Okay. Oh, the most cartoons you'll watch is Teen Titans. Oh, okay.
That's not a bad cartoon.
I'm not saying it is, but I'm just saying if you like Teen Titans, I should be able to say like, hey, you want to try Batman Beyond? You might like Batman Beyond.
Young Justice is pretty good.
So, but no, she has no affinity for trying it.
Okay.
There's a lot of moments where I'm like, hey Nikki, there's a new anime, you want to watch it? And she goes, no, but you can.
No, that's good though.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, all right.
No, that's actually see, to me that's a healthy relationship. You also need your own. You need your own thing.
I agree. You do need your own thing, but like, I think there should also be give and take too of like trying each other's stuff occasionally.
Oh no, like every so often I'll put a show in the background and she's like, what's this? And I'm like, okay. There we go. Got her hooked in now.
See, I get the other side of where it's just I come home and my 600-pound life is on, and I'm like, why is this on? This is trash.
How do you know that?
Because I've watched enough of.
What if my 600-pound wife is Kino?
You know, no, there is some give and take because I sat down. I'm like rewatching One Piece right now from the beginning.
Yeah.
And to be fair, she's like, "Let's watch RuPaul's Drag Race," and I go, "Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'll do it for you."
Yeah, that's fine.
Also, because there's a drag queen from Johnson City on the show, and I'm like, "No way."
Oh,
All
hell
right, good
yeah.
for you.
Get him. Get him. Drag queen, your drag queen Sona as the spotless frog. Get in there. Or the pals. All the heroes.
There's literally There's literally a moment where they're like, we want you to dress as a representation of your town." And I just start laughing because I'm like, good God, what can Johnson City be?
It's the pals.
Yeah, what do you even do?
Of the spotless
just the most
frog.
Trash jokes you can in a single costume.
Tennessee trash. You got pals. You got the spotless frog. You got you got the Kiwanis Native American head. All the
I
heroes.
literally said, like, it has to be like pals,
yeah,
or like Greg's Pizza or something.
yeah. Okay, I'd accept that. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, you could have a pretty good. If you're a drag queen, I imagine you could get something going with pals. You have
like it's used to like so the other ones are from like Las Vegas and New York and like Miami.
Oh no.
No, but you see, you got your blue dress, and then you got your big old hot dogs and fries and hamburger accoutrement.
You got your raccoons and your possums.
Yeah.
You got your Mountain Dew and your cheer wine.
There you go. You got some Mountain Dew.
Not enough.
You have the VA.
Oh yeah.
You can't do the Bristol Speedway and Light. That's Bristol. Can't do it.
That's not us.
You got
the mini dome.
Yeah, you got the mini dome. You got Rocky Mount.
Yeah, Rocky Mount. Yeah.
You got Rocky Mount. Everyone had to go there in elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
It was mandated. You had to go dip some candles. That's Rocky Mount is our like historic pioneer village or whatever, where it's like here's the olden times.
I feel like you just do Dollywood. You say screw it. They don't know.
That's an easy one. Yeah,
that's actually you could get away with it.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't think RuPaul's Drag Race is going to fact check you if you want to make your Dolly Parton themed like drag queen costume. In fact, I imagine that's like pretty easy for drag queen costume to go for.
Pretty sure she is already an icon to drag queens.
I assume that RuPaul is like the Michael Jordan of drag queens, right? I asked Nikki this, and Nikki went, "I don't know." I'm like, all
I
right,
don't know
I
either.
don't know.
I don't watch Drag Race.
No, I think he's more like the Shaquille O'Neal.
Ah, you know what? Yeah,
Does
not the
RuPaul
greatest, but
have
people
their
love.
own rapping career?
Like good, but also just sold out immediately.
Was he on the Kids Choice Awards?
I did have, watching the show, I had a lot of critiques, which was, why isn't RuPaul dressed up all the time? I felt like that was supposed to be his thing. He's just wearing a suit.
RuPaul should be on some kind of throne.
Yes.
And like the final challenge should be you have to confront RuPaul at Drag Race. Like
No.
you have
He's
to.
just wearing a shiny suit most of the time.
No,
Judging.
what are you
I'm like,
doing?
that's what this is what they're here for. You're
No, you
supposed to be
have
like
to
the
show
greatest
your
of all time.
dominance.
Yeah, you're supposed to be the goat.
It's like the Iron Chefs. Like what if the Iron Chefs were not guys who cooked or whatever? They're just some dudes. No.
Just wearing their regular clothes.
Yeah. He's just wearing like some sweatpants and a t-shirt.
Gordon Ramsay wearing his regular clothes is less intimidating to me.
Mm-hmm. Like now you're just a bitchy customer. Who cares?
Yeah.
Well, what if Gordon Ramsay could like? Do you think he should be able to in Yakuza-esque fashion like tear away his regular clothes to reveal the chef's outfit underneath?
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing a lot of Yakuza Infinite Wealth. There's too much video game in that game. There is a lot. That game has an entire Animal Crossing as just your side game. And it's literally Animal Crossing. You go around fixing the island, you build stuff, you invite guests. But because it's Yakuza, one of the stats is sleazy, so you can have a red light district with strippers. The guests,
Oh yeah.
the guests love it. I have a homeless encampment. All kinds of cool stuff. But really, I've been focused on their Pokemon. Their Sujimon, where you're getting all weirdos. I got some good Sujimons. It's great. That game's good. There's just too much video game in it. What else?
How is there not a Pokemon expansion for Animal Crossing yet?
I don't know. Because the
How
game.
is there not a Pikachu-ass Animal Crossing character?
You mean that like island? Pokemon Resort just make a video game out of it?
Not even that. I mean, just like in Animal Crossing, make an islander who just is a Pokemon. You know,
because that makes sense. Because it's brand cross sizing. Why did you post about Mark Rosewater's Nuts and Bolts Play boosters?
I meant to read it to see what was happening with Magic, but then I never read it.
Because I did read it, and there were some interesting things. The idea of the play booster is they're trying to cut down on how many booster packs they had. Because they had like 4 or 5. And now they just have the play boosters, which are the ones for draft. And then they have the ones that are like the collector boosters, which are the fancy cards for whales. And the interesting thing about that article was he was going about how like creature distribution in packs was going to go, where it was kind of like, all right, since we have like different ratios of creatures in packs, we can't have lesser stuff, and how much draft chaff we could have in a set has to go down because we want our creature quality to go up. And now I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that's what I read a little bit of that, and then it was like, Kevin will read this and then he can summarize it.
That's basically the only interesting things. And then I just kind of like zoned out. Because I was like, I don't care about like the rare slot of the thing. My brain's like, I don't care about that part of Magic the Gathering. I just play it on the computer at lunchtime and sometimes on stream. However, I have been watching the League of Legends version of that, which apparently comes out every 2 weeks. The lead balance guy just goes, here's what's going on in League of Legends, and here's why we're changing people. And then he starts pulling up graphs of like item distribution and power spikes, and I can't watch it for very long because it's too dry, but I appreciate that it's there.
Mm-hmm.
I wish more games would do that. I love the detailed patch notes, even though I can't handle it. I'm not gonna, but I love like, all right, here's what we're doing. Here's why we're nerfing this. Here's why we're
Okay,
buffing this.
so there is a I was reading about reading this blog post about tabletops,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a review of some of the like the third edition stuff that like has gotten pumped out, and it had hyper focused in, I think it was a monster expansion, so it was like an additional, bonus monster manual for 3 or 3.5. But it's like for the most part none of this is worthwhile, but there's one nugget in here that's so good and you could do an entire setting of it. And it's the idea that like dragons play this very elaborate and overly complicated like chess game using real world resources like espionage and whole kingdoms and like just manipulating. And it's like if like, and then some of the advice to GMs for it is like, just pick any other game that you're really into and use the hyper specific lingo from that for any explanations about the game state when your players ask.
Well, Drew, have I got the fantasy series for you, and it's called The Bronze Canticles, written by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. Where it kind of fumbles it. But the idea is that there are 3 different fantasy realms that are connected via dreams. And how you are a magic person is if you connect with another person through your dreams while you're like doing magic and you trade. So you have to, your spells are you trade with someone else on another magical dimension with your magic. And that's how you get to like throw fireballs and stuff. And there's like, it's cool. I love the setups. It kind of fumbles it, but it's basically the human world is like it's revealed that like all the mystic people who are the wizards are all rounded up and sent into like armies from like the ruling dragons. And it's revealed, I don't know if I've talked about this, but it's revealed that the dragons are basically doing this whole nation state thing because the losers have to breed with each other because all of the dragons hate each other and do not want to have sex with each other, but they have to preserve the dragon race. So whoever loses like the nation craft has to have babies. And that's their whole, and everyone is not thrilled at this revelation. Because their entire like religion in society is the dragons are like, I don't want to swipe right on Tinder of this one. She's a bitch. So we have to have nation crafting to do it.
If you lose, you breed.
Basically, yes. They're like, I don't like her. She's a butterface. The red dragon, we don't like her. She's a bitch. So we're gonna have this proxy war, and whoever loses has to go do her.
I love that means this like level of dragons is steadily decreasing. If it's only losers who are reproducing,
oh yeah.
that means...
But they're like immortal dragon kind of people, so it's like it's taken a while.
Mm-hmm.
But
they're essentially playing a game of Magic Commander to see who will have sex.
Basically, yes. And keep in mind that the human religion is like about the dragons and how they're like and like there's like the human religion does not understand that this is the thing. They think that the dragons are like talking to God and are like the emissaries. And it is a big reveal that causes a riot when like the main wizard guy says this is why they're fighting, and they just freak, like the whole church dissolves instantly. They're like, what? And it's,
wait a second, you mean my god's an incel? Oh, fuck this.
not even an incel. Our gods are like saying, I don't want to fuck Betty. She's kind of an uggo.
No. Yeah, no, Nolan, they're voluntary celibate.
Yeah, they're vocels.
Oh, yeah.
They're
They're
sigma. They're sigma male dragons.
No.
Yeah,
They're Sigma
they
dragons.
the loser is involuntarily uncelibate.
Yeah. It was great. And they're like freaking out. That also has the one of the realities is the goblin one, where goblins are surrounded by like giant robots, and the goblin's great magical ability is to read the instruction manual. And he just starts and goes like, oh, because they were just like burning all the books and like using them as fuel and like kind of breaking off stuff. And one of the goblins like reads the book, and he like just drives in the tank to like the king. He's like, I'm the king now. Guess what? My magical ability was to translate the words. I'm right. And then
I have a question. Talking
Yeah.
about praying to machines and
Yeah.
not reading how is the God King in Warhammer 40K like an immortal being from prehistory?
It depends on where you look at him.
Okay.
It's defined. Some predict that the emperor was like divined from like a bunch of one of the old lore is like a bunch of shamans, psychic shamans, like sacrificed themselves, and the gestalt that formed was the emperor. Some people think he's just like a chaos god of humanity that came in. No one really knows, and they shouldn't really tell you it.
It's just I saw fan art for I guess the God King of Warhammer 4K, and he was like an indigenous person, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's more of the old lore where it was a bunch of like the
But the real answer is yes, so no, but maybe.
he could be. I mean, it's kind of like if you took the
Yeah.
gestalt of all humanity, he would be like a brown person with like ancestral stuff. Because if you consider like the grand like realization from the dawn of whatever, like it's also like the images that you see of the emperor as like basically the white man giant god Christian whatever is
Yeah,
fake. That is fake that he is putting on. It's one of the
that's Wizard of
hypoc.
Oz stuff.
Oh yeah, it's one of the hypocrisies of the emperor where he's trying not to say "Don't worship me as a god" when he uses his psychic powers to appeal as this giant golden man. And it's like, nah, but for real though, don't worship me,
But don't worship me.
you babaka. But yeah, I also wanted to get that my second favorite of the Bronze Canticles is the Fairy Kingdom, where there's like fairy political intrigue, and this princess gets it's like having a coup done on her, but she's a wizard, but her wizard is necromancy, and she hates it. Because she just keeps because as the delightful fairy queen, she wants everything to be pretty and nice, and her thing is like death, and all of like these like skeletons and stuff are like making her kingdom all like bones and spider webs, and she's like, I hate this, please stop, and they will not stop. It's great. Still fumbles it, but it's pretty good. Speaking of fumbling it, Rooster Teeth is now officially dead. So long,
Yeah, I
Rooster
thought they
Teeth.
were dead. I thought they were dead, and then a Ruby trailer came out, and I was like, oh wait, what? Rooster Teeth still alive?
Yeah, I thought they had died. I thought they had died several times in the past.
Uh,
I thought Rooster Teeth was dead many times. I personally
got-
stopped caring. All right, you go.
what, Nolan?
We're having some connection
No.
problems.
Darkside Phil once again outliving everyone.
Oh, that is true. You can't stop Darkside Phil. None of us can.
Unless you're playing Street Fighter.
Well,
Pretty
no,
easy
you
to
can
stop.
beat Darkside Phil, but you cannot stop him. Like you can defeat him, but you can't
Always
stop
come
him.
back and- Yeah.
It's like one of the elder gods or whatever. You could like you could kick him back to the warp, but he's gonna come back. You can't.
Every time you kill him, he gets weaker, but he always comes back.
Yeah, he will appear again. like a Dark Souls character. He'll just come back at the
Did,
bonfire, even more hollowed
did
than
Rooster
before.
Teeth kill him at one point?
I think I don't know.
Did they beef?
I'm not privy to the Dark Side Phil lore. Other than that time he jacked off, and that like a bunch of people hated him and made fun of him, as you should, because he's Dark Side Phil. But the fact
I
that
know
he,
he's
I'm
now.
told that this is how you play channels. So I don't know.
Yeah. I know he's moved his face cam when he plays Street Fighter so it covers up the counter hit notification.
oh yeah, I saw that. So he could complain like this game is bullshit. Why are they getting so
I
many
was
free crutches
watching.
on
What
me?
the hell? So good.
Thank you, Dark Side Phil.
God.
Never
Um,
change.
But I liked Red versus Blue. I
I,
probably don't anymore.
I liked. I think I liked. I fell off of like Red versus
Right.
Blue.
Do they still make Red versus Blue?
I have no
I don't
idea.
think so.
Like I don't know about Rooster. Rooster Teeth was one of those things I followed in the Red versus Blue days that I watched the Ruby trailers and then like episode 1 or whatever of Ruby where they started talking, I was
Oh,
like,
you mean
and I'm out.
trailer 4?
Okay, yeah, that's the one where they started talking. I'm like, and we are out.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
instantly.
Ruby. I'm here to fight you.
And I'm like, nope. I can't handle it. It doesn't matter
Oh,
how
Jesus.
good your fight scene is. I'm not going to deal with that trash, and I didn't watch it. And I
They
like
have
trash.
still been making Red versus Blue for years.
Yep.
Keep in mind, this is
I'm sorry. There's also one for an upcoming season, which I guess not.
I also want to be sure
Oh.
this is someone, keep in mind, as me, who decided that Ruby was so trash that I am unironically enjoy Skibbity Toilet. And I looked at Ruby and was like, no, thank you. That story is bad.
I feel like
I was like, I like the fight scenes, but I hate everything else.
I feel like I went back and watched the trailers recently, and I feel like even the fight scene was not that good.
Well,
It's one of those where it's stylish, but there's no actual weight to anything.
I think that's
So-
also part of if it's time. There's something
Oh yeah, at that time,
like I'm not gonna. We have gotten. It's one of those things where when you're comparing it with Jujutsu Kaisen season 2, the Shibuya incident, and you're trying to say like
oh, yeah.
like here's a fight scene animated done by professionals, whereas this was like one dude in like YouTube 20 years ago, and you're like, well, okay, that's impressive. It is
I need to
impressive.
go back and watch Stick Death and see if the Stick Death is better.
Well, Stick Death was pretty cool 20 years ago by one dude. But yeah, it's just I don't know, man. I mean, they did a lot of crap. I just never got into like the Rooster Teeth thing.
Yeah, for a little bit I read their comic,
I didn't.
and then I realized I didn't enjoy it. I was reading it because it updated regularly, and so I stopped.
Also, a lot of what made Red versus Blue good was that was when Halo was like big. That was when Halo was.
Halo was the God King, yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, sick, more kind of Halo stuff, and then Bungie and them are like talking, and they're kind of joking around and putting that stuff in Halo, and you're like, I love Halo, and then then Halo died. Drew died. Oh, okay,
Uh-oh.
if you can. Okay, whatever. We'll talk about Halo. Yeah, but then I liked Halo. But man,
And you know what I really like about Halo?
what was that?
When the composer says, you know what, I should get into politics.
Oh, that's my favorite. My
Fine.
favorite. It's the monkey's paw of I don't want you to be secretly supporting someone with views, but then that also means I have to. It's like, okay. Would it be worse? It would be worse if we didn't know how J.K. Rowling felt about trans people. But then I would probably not hate Harry Potter. as
Yeah.
much if I didn't know. Like I
If he
probably
didn't just, if he wasn't just a despicable human being
yeah
on the outside.
yeah. Like if she hit it, but then because but if she's not despicable, then I would have been supporting the despicableness secretly. Like I would have felt better. I would have been like way more Hogwarts Legacy would have been up on my like games to play if I didn't know. It still would have been pushed out because there's too much video game. But, food for
Oh,
thought.
geez, I forgot about that too. Sorry, that also brings us back to the Rooster Teeth stuff. WB Games is just cutting everything
Yeah, there's
except for
multiverses?
Suicide Squad, but they're
Yeah, they they,
which
they
means the was Hogwarts Legacy is also dead now.
yeah, they were saying stuff. It was like we're switching to mobile and live service games because AAA games don't work, like Suicide Squad. When you're like, but Suicide Squad was the live service game. That's why it failed. It failed because it was a looter shooter. It didn't fail because it was AAA.
Yeah,
In fact, Hogwarts Legacy succeeded because it was AAA single player game.
I think Hogwarts Legacy was their only decent game they've released.
Well, multiverses is might be coming back. Multiverses that died. They took people's money, and now it's coming back. I played a shockingly amount of multiverses, and then I was done. I liked how Velma played in that game. It was interesting, but I think it had update cadence, not enough.
Okay, sorry about that.
Nah, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Connection problems.
Yeah, we're having shenanigans. It's raining.
Yeah, rainy. Oh yeah.
Remember, it is raining. Whenever, yeah, that's see, that's part of your Johnson City drag queen outfit. It's like you have like a rain, and then your outfit goes to like black, like you like turn to one side or whatever. It's like reversible because that's when the power goes out whenever it rains.
It has you have charter on the screen. It's just charter, and
Yeah,
then it just cuts out.
it just cuts out, and then you're like, yeah, see,
Like, well,
that's what it
I guess
is.
I just have to live with this because there's no one else.
That's what it is. But yeah, they did. I don't know.
A lot of game layoffs this first quarter. You know, I'm not gonna take that.
Apparently, Microsoft's doing its thing. Apparently,
Yeah.
it wrapped. What did they show? Okay, I'm looking here.
Oh, are they still like talking about here are the games we're just gonna release? We're gonna let PlayStation have as well.
Well, there's some stuff. Okay, I apparently the Sinking City 2 exists. Hell yeah, Frogwares. Frogwares back at it again.
Oh yeah,
And then I don't know what some of this other stuff is. I don't know what Unknown 9 The Awakening is. What the hell is Unknown 9 The Awakening?
that sounds like some Chinese or Korean game.
Like that other one?
Yeah.
Like what was it? What was that game? Like there oh god.
Oh, you mean ZZZ?
It's not Zenless Zone Zero. The one with the girl with the butt.
Girl with the butt.
Yeah, you know.
Oh yeah. I also don't remember that name either, but not near Automata.
Yeah, Korean manhwa with the girl with the butt. It's like Stellar Blade or something. The hell is this? All right, I am looking at the trailer for Unknown 9 The Awakening. Oh, this just looks like Assassin's Creed, but also what was that game? the Squeenix game with the girl and the magic.
Oh, something where she's using bracelets.
Yeah,
I, I,
yeah.
I, I don't know the name.
Oh, this looks like
I'm losing it.
slop.
Hold on. It's called.
It's not Uncharted, but it's something like that.
Forspoken.
Yeah, Forspoken. It looks so Unknown 9 The Awakening looks kind of like Forspoken Assassin's Creed.
Huh.
You play as woman. Oh, I think she can possess people.
Hmm.
Maybe it's like
Supposedly, this is a game they've been working on for like. They got shown off in 2020.
I mean
So
there is some Geist-esque shenanigans going on here.
Oh, Geist.
Yeah, everyone's favorite. I don't know. It just it's kind of like it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not into that. I don't know.
It's got a weird look to it.
It's just
What are
that
we not into?
we're talking about Unknown 9 The Awakening. Some Xbox game that was announced because the Xbox did their thing. The only thing of note is our boys Frogwares are making the Sinking City 2. At least I think that's Frogwares, right?
I don't know what any of this means.
Frogwares, makers of the Sherlock Holmes.
The bad one?
No. I don't know. Yeah, it is a Frogwares. It's the Lovecraft game. It's basically that was the one where like the people and they made the game and then they tried to like steal like their entire game and they had to sue to get it back because the publisher said we owned this and they're like no you didn't and they're like yeah because we sued on some vague contract shenanigans and then they had to get their game back and then they did.
Okay. Was the game good?
It was jank. It was a Euro jank game.
Oh.
It's the kind of game Vinny would play, and I think he did play it. You know that kind of game?
Yeah, I know that kind of game.
It's one of those.
That's Vinny and Alex.
Yeah, this is a Vinny and Alex game where they're playing it and they're talking about it, and you're like, oh, that's a Euro jank game. This is the kind of game that like Mandalore would do a video on, or who else? Yeah, Grimbeard. This is a very Grimbeard game. Big fan of Grimbeard.
Who the hell's Grimbeard?
He's another one of those guys. He does weird PC games from the olden times. His last video was about the Blair Witch game. That was a sequel to some other game about paranormal investigators that they just put the Blair Witch license on. It's great.
Kevin, how much of your media intake is YouTube?
Not
judging, just curious.
I would say roughly 60 to 70%.
Okay.
It's pretty high.
A little more than your ideal dating person.
Yeah. Oh, it's bad. I could tell you about how I watched the not Patricia TV's crap. What's his name? Private Sessions. 4-hour Starfield review, which is interesting because he talks about near the end of it how Starfield gave him like panic attacks, and he was wondering why Starfield was doing this to people, and how bland it was, and everyone was just mad at Starfield and hating it. It was an interesting angle.
All right.
He's doing okay now though. He said like he had like therapy. And it wasn't just Starfield. That was just like the straw that broke the camel's back. Was you had a bunch of other life things, and then you're doing grinding in like a very mid and boring game, and you're just like breaks you. Not even a bad game, because then at least you can like write hilarious things about. It's just nothing. Yeah, I recommend Grimbeard, part of Goth Gamer Nation, in his feature of the Rat Roundup, where he reviews rats in video games. It's pretty good. I like it. Give him a thumbs up. Anything else to discuss? Or I could talk about more YouTube videos I've been watching. Talk about that new set of TFT. You want to hear about it? It's gonna be pretty cool. I hope they have the musics this time. Because last set had the music.
Oh wait, I think the other news I can think of is Respawn, the guys that did Titanfall, said they're going to make a new game in the Titanfall universe. It's not going to be Titanfall 3.
Yeah, like what's up with that? Like if you're doing that, why don't you just say Respawn, make a Mass Effect shooter, make a good Mass Effect game?
Seriously? Yeah, it's called Apex Legends.
Well, no, okay. There's going to be some kind of like Apex Legends game, and then they got canceled.
There is an Apex Legends game.
No, like a spin-off of Apex Legends.
Oh, Titanfall.
No, it was a no. It was Apex Legends like prequel game, but not Titanfall. The other people on the Titan planets and the wolves. They also apparently canceled like EA laid off a bunch of people, as all video game companies are doing.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Sony just did too.
Well, because we don't have labor laws here.
So
So do it.
They were, well, the whole London studio is being closed by PlayStation, and apparently like that's where Jim Ryan was, and it's one of those where there's a retirement party for Jim Ryan, and it's like he knows all these people who are hosting this party are about to get laid off and shuttered.
Yep.
And you couldn't say like, let's wait on that party a little bit.
Nah, splurge, baby. Stock buybacks. Listen, EA had to buy back all of its stocks, and then it didn't have enough money to pay people, so they had to go. That's how it works.
John Carpenter's back.
Yeah. Oh, what's John Carpenter doing?
He got a new album coming out.
Oh, hell yeah, John Carpenter, let's go.
I can't, hold up, I need to find the name of it. But this is a fourth in a series where there are movies in your mind. And this one is about noir.
I can't remember. It was about John Carpenter, and it was to steal
Lost Themes.
To steal someone's joke that John Carpenter, all he does now is smoke weed, play Xbox, and make electronic music, and everyone's like, "Live your best life, king."
Yeah, I think he
was
directed
really
a TV show too.
I was really about to say one of the tracks has to be called I played Sonic Adventure 2 and smoked some weed, and this is what I came up with.
Hell yeah, a hero.
Yeah, so Lost Themes 4
The real
Noir is out. It's not out. There's a music video for the first track is out, and then the album drops later this month.
Yeah, we also have like Paul Verhoeven's new erotic thriller coming out.
Oh yeah!
He's making like a new political erotic thriller.
God, he's so good at what he does.
He goes all in. I mean, it makes sense. Listen, I don't think he timed it that way, but with like Helldivers popping off, like Paul Verhoeven's like, now's my time.
Uh-huh.
People are looking at the Verhoeven. They got
Voice of the new generation. It's the same generation.
See, now we have to have Verhoeven cross John Carpenter. Give us the ultimate movie. I will have to watch John Carpenter's new music.
Yep.
'Cause I like
He's got 3 whole albums you can listen to.
They're pretty good.
Prepare.
Like his soundtracks are good and
Yeah.
they're scored by
Yep.
him.
Yep. Composed by him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Not scored, that's
Yep.
different. But he make music. He can do it.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Oh hell yeah.
He makes better music than I make podcast talks. So I mean, that's pretty good.
It's okay, Kevin. You could do better if you tried.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if we talked about House of Decline, but that guy goes on my list of people better than me in every way. Because he was the voice of Kenny and Beyblade, and his comics are really good. Like currently, that list is it's Brian Kibler, and now it's the guy of House of Decline.
It's just like he's like the Kevin.
Yeah, no, like I look at him and he's just better. He's just better than me, and I can't deny it. I'm like, yeah. No one had to go,
Okay.
but that's cool. We're just ending it. Yeah, like how Brian Kibler is like has more hair than me, is better at magic than me, and like is buff and like works out and is more successful. Like he's done everything I've wanted to do better. And I'm like, I can't even fight it. I feel like House of Decline. I'm like, yeah, you're just better. I'm sorry.
I feel like you had a chance until he was Kenny from Blade.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no chance. I
It's
can't
like, well,
deal
now
with this. I can't handle
blown
this.
out.
You've won. You've won. I don't even feel bad about it. That's why he's on like because there's some people that I think are quote unquote better than me, but I'm upset with like that dude. I'm not even upset. I'm like go off king. That's why he's in the very exclusive. And this isn't also like a list of someone who's better than me at something, but like I understand. Like I will never be as good of a video game talking about man as like Jeff Gershman. That'll never happen. But I'm not like I don't put him on the list of like nah you're just better than me at all the things I've tried. Because Jeff Gershman doesn't try to draw silly comics.
Nope.
But House of Decline does, and they're all bangers.
They're not all bangers, but
he hits a
it's
lot.
A very high success.
He hits some. When he hits very good. The latest one where he was watching Family Guy funny moments and laughing, and now he goes, I gotta watch something serious, and it's like Family Guy serious moments. It's really funny.
Yeah, that one didn't really hit for me.
Oh, that hit for me.
I know it takes a lot for you to actually retweet a webcomic, so I'm just like, oh, Kevin liked that one.
There's a couple, like some of his really hit me. There's one, I think it was like his best of last year, where it was someone going to like the Snoopy rave, and they were taking like Molly, and then like doing the Snoopy dance, and he's like, this guy's dressed up as Brian Griffin. It's like, it's so stupid.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Like that one is so absurd, it just hit me. It hit me real hard.
But I gotta go too.
All right. Later days. Bye.
Later days.